back to the Ride Podcast. This episode is a bonus episode with Bud Lyon as he breaks down an audio lesson. We hope you enjoy this episode.
I think one thing that's really important to discuss when you're evaluating prospects are letting them develop at their own pace and their own speed as far as the progression of the training. There are certainly some benchmarks that as a trainer I like to see certain times of the year, horses performing certain fundamental techniques and maybe maneuvers and whatnot. But I also think it's important to treat each horse as an individual and to ride them all as individuals, to tailor the training program to the individual horse. I think horses are a lot like people in that they don't all learn the same way. I think some are, more audible learners, some maybe, in some respects, a type of visual learner. I think that, some horses require a lot more repetition. Some horses tend to be, very intelligent and they learn very quickly, but, then they also start to learn how to sort of take advantage of you fairly quickly. So this horse is a good example. We had to give him some time off over the winter, so he's not exactly where I like to see a 3-year-old in my reining program this time of year. But the important thing is we really like this colt and we love our horses and we want to make sure we do right by the horses. So we're not going to force the issue. We're not going to try to force him to catch up. We're going to allow him to develop at his own pace, and obviously we're going to challenge him and we're going to expect a lot from him in some circumstances. But we also know that if we're being good horsemen and we're doing the right thing by the animal, then we don't want to put them in a position to get injured or to get mentally fatigued to the point where they don't want to do their job anymore. I think these horses have a long career ahead of them, and even though the futurities are very important to me and to a lot of my clients, and we enjoy, showing in the aged events, I think it's easy to get wrapped up in the fact that, or the misconception that that's the only horse show, and that you have to force the square peg into the round hole. So I think it's important to remember that, there are horses that may look great in January of their 3-year-old year and may not be performing as well as you expected by June of their 3-year-old year. Conversely, I've seen lots of horses that I would have never guessed in January of their 3-year-old year would end up being the futurity champion. I've even seen a few that didn't look like they were going to be much in August of their 3-year-old year, and they went on to be really successful. So, it's important to make sure that you don't put your horse or yourself in a position to fail if it's not necessary. I think the worst thing you can do is to, put so much pressure on these horses that they don't want to do their job anymore or that they physically break down. So we're going to make sure that we do the right thing, and we expect this horse to have a bright future and a long career, and we're hopeful that will include the futurity at the end of his 3-year-old year. But if not, we know we have a lot of other horse shows left to go to, and that he has the chance to develop properly and develop at the rate that is appropriate for him. So that's the game plan.
Thank you guys for tuning into this special episode of the Ride Podcast. Stay tuned as we release regular episodes of The Ride. Please let us know how you like this audio lesson by emailing us at horseandrider@aimmedia.com.